Have you ever had a great idea, a wonderful invention, a wonderful business idea, something new and innovative, something that would change the world? Have you ever felt, perhaps, that you have something, some quality about you that, if implemented, could influence multitudes of people, maybe change the world? And you have these unbelievable ideas and do nothing about it? You have all the inspiration in the world, but you don't actually mobilize it into action. All your ideas stay in the arena of ideas, never get implemented. What's the secret? What's the key to implementation of great ideas? So there's this one story in the Talmud regarding a Nazir. A Nazir is someone who accepts on himself a vow of Nazirut. It's part of the Torah. And this person has to spend at least a minimum of 30 days in a higher realm of holiness. He's not allowed to drink wine because wine brings to intoxication and frivolity. He's not allowed to come in contact with dead people, because dead people are impure. And at the end of this whole period and process and ritual, he has to shave off all his hair. Now, the rabbis always frowned at people who became Nazirs because these people were abstaining from the worldly pleasures in life. And in our religion, we don't believe in asceticism. We don't believe in refraining from the good things that God gave us. The Talmud tells the story of one Nazir in the history who did the right thing. What happened? So this fellow by the name of Shimon the Righteous. Shimon the Righteous says he only met one Nazir that he approved of. What happened? He said the guy came to bring his offering, to bring his sacrifice to the temple, and the guy had long, gorgeous locks of hair. Quote, he came from the south, and I saw that he had beautiful eyes and was good looking, and his locks were arranged in curls. Handsome devil, huh? And I said to him, my son, why are you destroying your hair? Why are you engaging in the ritual of a Nazir that culminates in cutting off all your hair? So he replied to me, I was a shepherd for my father in my town, and I went to fill a pail with water from the spring. Little known fact, back in the day, 2,000 years ago, they didn't have running water in your house. So if you wanted water, you had to go to the well, take a picture, pick it up, and schlep it back home. So he went to the well, he got the pail of water, and I stared in the reflection in the water. No mirrors either. So he saw what he looked like. Then my evil inclination rushed over me and sought to banish me from this world. Basically, he said, hey, I'm a honey. I'm gorgeous. I could do whatever I want. I'll have liberty. I'll have my way with the girls. And he felt that urge to sin. So I said to my evil inclination, wicked one, why are you conceited in a world that's not yours? With one who is destined to be consumed by worms and maggots. Basically, he's saying, I'm going to die one day, and I shouldn't get too excited about this life because I'm going to be consumed by worms and maggots. And I swear that I'm going to shave my hair on my head for the sake of heaven. And he accepted himself the vow of a Nazir. And that's his story. And he came to the temple, and Shimon the Righteous says, this guy, he did the right job. So I kissed him. Immediately, Shimon the Righteous continues, I arose and kissed him on his head, and I said to him, my son, may there be more vows of Nazirut like you in Israel. It is about a Nazir such as you that Scripture states, a man who shall disassociate himself by vowing a neder, as a Nazir to abstain himself for the sake of heaven. Okay, so strange story about one person who accepted himself the vow of a Nazir. Why did he do it? In order to shave his head. Shave his head because his hair was so gorgeous and was causing him to make, or to perhaps make bad decisions. He said, oh, I'm going to shave my hair. Now, there's two major problems with this story. Problem number one, the Talmud does mince words. Every word that says in the all 2,700 pages of these documents are heavily calculated, and there's no extraneous words. They're trying to tell us here a lesson. What's the lesson? That there was one guy who made a vow of Nazirut, who made a vow to become a Nazir, with good intentions, or with proper intentions. He did the right thing. This is what was intended for him. All the extraneous or superfluous aspects of the story are unnecessary. We don't need to know that he was a farmer, and he was a shepherd, and he was taking care of the flock, and he went to pick up hail. We said he had gorgeous hair. It spurred him, or was causing him to want to sin, and he said, "I'm becoming a Nazir and get a haircut at the end of the Nazirut period." That's problem number one. Why does it tell us all the extra things about it? Problem number two is that if you, dear listener and dear friend, if you felt that you had a problem with a over-healthy appetite for bad things caused by your long and gorgeous hair, what would you do? You would go to the bathroom, get the scissors, and cut off your hair. It seems crazy, insane to say, "Oh, I need a haircut. So instead of going to get a scissors and cutting my hair, I'm going to accept to myself a vow to avoid 30 days, a minimum of 30 days, to avoid all alcoholic beverages, and to live in a higher state of purity. And at the end, because as the ritual, after all the sacrifices and offerings and all the stuff that are done, I'll have to cut my hair. That's what I'm going to do." Doesn't make any sense. You want to cut your hair, you have an evil inclination, cut your hair. Don't accept to yourself the vow of a Nazir that at the end of the 30-day process, you'll have to cut your hair. Strange. So, one of the commentators on this piece of Talmud, which is in Curated 9b. So one of the commentators says that these two particular peculiarities have one answer. He was a shepherd. What does a shepherd do? He takes his flock. Where does he take his flock? Out and about, out in the woods, out in the grass to graze. He wasn't home. He didn't have access to his haircutting utensils. He was out and about. Now he's out and about and he has this inspiration to cut his hair. And he says to himself, if I say I'm going to walk home now and get a scissors, my inspiration, this great idea that I have to cut my hair, will dissipate. Inspiration dissipates. Inspiration has a shelf life, a short shelf life. If you're inspired right now, you may not be inspired in 10 minutes when you get your scissors. The only thing that I could do right now to ensure that I will cut my hair is something that I could do in the forest, I could do out in the fields, and that's the accepting the vow of a Nazir. Because I know that this inspiration that I have right now to overcome my evil inclination and to overcome these bad urges, the only thing I can do right now is to accept myself the vow of Nazirut. If I walk 20 minutes home to get my scissors, that inspiration may be gone. If you're inspired, if you have an idea, if you want to change the world, if you have some sort of epiphany in the realm of ideas, in the realm of inspiration, in the realm of the theoretical, at that moment, that's the peak of your inspiration. From then on, it's only downhill unless you galvanize yourself into action, unless you do something to implement it. If we want to implement, if we're frustrated with the fact that all our great ideas go to waste, that's because when you have an idea, you have to do something about it right then and there. If you have an idea, it could be in any realm. It could be in your personal growth, in saving the Jewish people, in saving humanity, or in some business idea or business venture or some app that you want to invent. You're an entrepreneur. You want to build a business. You want to do something great. You're inspired. You have the idea. The clock starts. The second you have the inspiration, there's a countdown timer which is unraveling your inspiration. Grab it while it's hot. You have an idea, you're inspired to change the world, you're inspired to do something great, right then and there, do something about it. Implement into action. That's the key. The key is do not waste. Do not let your inspiration flounder. Don't wait. It's going to die. It's going to die really, really fast. Hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Yaakov Wolbe. Love to meet you personally. If you're interested, give me a call.